All right, so let's get into scheduling for this week, and we are in the middle and kind of in the heart of scheduling for those October allocations that dealers have, and for those production dates in December, and in some cases, I think mainly just December still. Some like Maverick and such might be looking at no, they're still looking at December build dates. So I know that like Bronco Sport and Maverick, we're also going to be scheduling for January build dates this month, but it looks like we're still working on December's for about everybody. So this is really good. So let's go into this because some of these numbers are very low when it comes to how many retail orders are still unscheduled. So that's pretty good. All right, so let's jump in and talk about the different definitions of things that I want to cover here. All right, so orders. Now, what we're talking about here is scheduling of your order that you placed with your dealer, and those orders are placed in the order bank. That's it's a WebDO system, WBDO. I can't remember what that stands for, but that is where those retail and stock orders are placed. A retail order, that's a customer placed order. That's, if you're out there and you went to a dealership and you place an order, that's called a retail order because to them it's it's not going to go into stock. It's going to get sold right when it gets there. So, and then stock orders, those are orders that are placed by the dealer, sometimes by Ford. Ford will pump those orders in there for you, and those will be stock orders. That's how they'll be classified. Now, priority codes can be given to orders. Now, retail orders can be given anything from a 03 to 19 by the dealer. They choose what the 19 is that default, and then 20 to 80 for stock orders. And when Ford pumps those orders in, they automatically put it as a default of 80. Dealers can tweak those and then change those to 20 or whatever, or dealers can put their own orders in if they want instead. Now, the lower the better, so that's why a retail order is always looked at before a stock order for scheduling. And then talking about scheduling, that's when Ford schedules an order for a production date in the future months. So we say that right now they're scheduling maybe job one because this came up in my Maverick Monday video. They're still scheduling job one for job one production dates. And then eventually we'll get into the job two order bank and such, which we'll talk about job one and two in a second. And those will be scheduled when the production for job two starts. So again, production dates and scheduling dates are two different things. Scheduling is when that order is finally scheduled for production date in the future. And allocations, that's Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders. A dealer needs an allocation to schedule an order. So the dealer earns those allocations by their sales of each model within the region. If they sell good of one model, then they will get more allocations for that particular model. Now, constraints, that is options that are in short supply or take longer to build. And then capacity, that is the planned production rate of a particular, model, trim, a part, certain thing. And that's based on what they can get from their suppliers. So, and then job one and two, production is split into two different runs because they'll launch it with job one. And then if something needs to be introduced or changed in the middle of the year, they're having issues with something, then they will make that a job two change. Also, if they want to introduce some new feature and they can't, and it's not ready for job one, they will bring it in at job two. All right. And then balance out. That's the end of production for a particular, color, might be a model like the Edge and that kind of thing. So there you go. That's that's the balance out of that. So some of these models we're going to talk about, they're finishing up, they're balancing out for 24 model year and ready to move on to, or balance out for 24 and ready to move on to 25 model year. All right. All right. So let's get into information first on the 2025 Mustang. There is currently 633 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Mustang. The order banks are open up right now, and they continue to open up for retail in-stock ordering. This week, they are going to be scheduling for production weeks, the weeks of 12/2 through 12/16. The Dark Horse handling package will not be available until April of 25. And the Mustang Night Pony package with the black painted roof is only available for retail scheduling and is currently not eligible for stock at all. So stock ordering, you can't do that. All right, limited availability for the GT Fastback with the 5.0, of course, and the 10-speed automatic transmission. And then, so it sounds like to me maybe the manual's okay. Also, limited availability for the 19-inch Sinister bronze painted wheel that's included in the bronze appearance package. That's available on the 201A and 401A. And then very limited to exhausted availability for the 19 by 9.5 and 19 by 10 inch tarnished dark painted low gloss alloy wheels that are standard on the 600A and 700A. So there you go. Nothing else there. All right. Moving on, 25 model year Escape. Currently only 87 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Escape. The order banks are open up. We actually received our first 25 the other day. That came in, and the new color, actually. And then they are scheduled this week for production weeks of 12/2 through 12/9. So those weeks, and main commitment on Mustang as well as Escape means that they're going to schedule stock and retail orders. So if there's a retail order, of course, it'll get selected first. But this is where, if a dealer doesn't have retail orders, then they'll start scheduling stock orders for them that they have put in their system. All right, next up, 25 model year Bronco Sport. There's currently 122 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up. You can also order the Badlands, the Sasquatch packages and everything. They're not ready. They're not going to be ready for until job 2, which is probably in a couple weeks for scheduling or for the order banks and everything. But those will probably be available for production and for production dates in February. So, all right, they are scheduled this week for build production weeks 12/2 through 12/16. So the first half of December. Main commitment. So again, retail and stock are going to be looked at here. Sasquatch Outer Banks package will be available Q1. I just mentioned that, as well as the Badlands package. Says we will be taking retail orders for Sasquatch package. I already said that. So got ahead of my notes here. Limited availability for the Big Ben version. Crazy. And also limited availability for the 17-inch carbonized gray painted aluminum wheel, which I believe that's the standard wheel in the Big Ben. Very limited to exhausted availability on the Outer Banks version, the Badlands version, the Outer Banks Tech package, the Convenience package, and the all-season tire. So, yes. So Big Ben still, even though it's Big Ben is limited, it's a lot better than very limited to exhausted. So Big Ben's probably the way to go on that. All right. And sometimes these availabilities on this have to do with like a tire or something like that. I know that one actually listed a tire, the 225/65 R17 all season. I believe that's a tire that's standard on about all your trim levels. So that's probably why a lot of these are very limited, is because of that tire. All right. 24 model year Bronco. Order banks are open up for. Okay, we'll go talk about it in a second. There's only 154 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the 2024 model year Bronco. The order banks close tomorrow for about all trim levels. Well, everything will be closed by tomorrow. I did find out, I thought the Heritage Edition order banks were still open. So that is my bad. I thought they were still open for the 24. I think I told people that. They actually are closed for retail. Now, a dealer could put a stock one in for you, and it just wouldn't be put in your name. So that could happen, but for retail orders, they are closed. Here's Limited Edition is closed. Raptor is closed. Everglades, of course, closed a long time ago. So all the other trim levels are still open, including a Wild Track and a Black Diamond in its current version. So if you're wanting those, now will be put those orders in. Now they are doing for this month is balance out scheduling. Oh, by the way, 25 model year order banks are open up, but pricing is not available yet. So you can place an order, you just don't know what it's going to cost. All right. This week is main commitment for the Bronco. Again, this is balance out scheduling. So dealers that have allocations is what you're looking for. If a dealer doesn't have any allocations for the Bronco, then they're done with 24 model year. So there's no reason to, if there's an order in their order bank, it's not doing anything because it's just sitting there because you need an allocation. This is the last month for 24 model year scheduling for those last production dates in December. And so, if you're going to place an order with a dealer today or tomorrow, then you need to have that conversation. Do you have allocations for my order? How many orders are in there? How many allocations do you have? If they already have 10 orders and 9 allocations, putting your order in isn't going to probably, depending on your configuration, it could bump somebody else that already has an order in there. So that's kind of how that would work. All right. So there you go. Tomorrow's the last day for scheduling, and with CVP has to be put in the week later. And then limited availability for the 17-inch black high gloss painted wheel that is standard on the Black Diamond, and the 17-inch gray painted aluminum wheel that's standard on the Big Ben. As well as it says 24. Actually, in here it does say 24 Bronco Raptor has balanced out. So if you have a Raptor in there, they're done for 24 model year. So if you didn't get one, you wanted one, you had an order with a dealer that went unscheduled, then we'll place a 25 then. All right. Next up is the 24 model year Mach-E. There's currently 34 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order bank for the 24 closes tomorrow. The order bank for 25 model year opened today. So you can place an order for 25 or 24 through tomorrow. This week they are going to be scheduling, balance out scheduling as well. Main commitment. They're going to be scheduled for the weeks of 12/2 through 12/16. Another note here. Don't forget about, once you do place that order, you do have to get the COVP approved still as well. So, all right. That's all I have on that. No real major constraints on that. 25 model year Explorer. Currently 1,064 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up for the 25 model year, including we are doing job two startup main commitments there. And they are scheduled for the weeks of November 25th through 12/16, it says. Limited availability for the ST version and for the 21-inch magnetite painted aluminum wheel. So that wheel there, I believe, is the optional wheel you can get on the ST line. So they kind of go hand in hand there. So job two startup, though, there are some changes for job two. So you might check out, I think I wrote an article about those. You might check that out on those changes. All right. Next up, 24 model year Expedition. They're done. They've scheduled everything they need to. They've balanced that out. There are some unscheduled retail orders in there, but they're not going to get scheduled. So that is done. Order banks for 24 model year are supposed to open up Thursday, the 24th. So I'll be looking for that information. Now, just keep in mind when they say order banks open up, it's usually the afternoon. The order guide's available in the morning. So next up, 25 model year Maverick. There's currently only 2,631 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, less than 2,600. The order banks are open up for all different configurations. Just don't forget, job two hasn't started yet for those trailer features. If you wanted that on your Lariat or Tremor, and then also your Lobo versions are not going to be scheduling yet either until job two. They are scheduled this week for main commitment, so retail in stock for the weeks of 12/2 through 12/16. And then, as I mentioned, Lobo version will be available on 12 or Q1 of 25. Very limited to exhaust availability for the XL version, as well as the all-season tire. Man, that's the same tire as a Bronco Sport. So there you go. The issue there. All right. Next up, 24 model year Ranger. Currently only 338 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are closed for 24 model year, but open for the 25 model year with pricing. And so you can place a 25 model year order. They are scheduled this week for the 24 model year for the weeks of 12/2 through 12/16. This is balance out scheduling. They want to finish that out for 24. Main commitment, so stock in retail ordering. Limited availability for the 17-inch gray painted aluminum wheel that is included in the Sport Appearance Package, the standard equipment on XLT, as well as the 18-inch machine aluminum that's included in the Lariat Sport Appearance Package, which is standard on the Lariat trim. Also, limited availability for the trailer tow package. So other than that, that's about it there. All right, next up is the 24 model year Super Duty. The order banks are closed for 24 model year, open for 25 model year. There's currently 9,564 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are scheduled this week at Kentucky Truck Plant for the weeks of 12/2 through 12/9, and at Ohio for the weeks of 12/9 through 1/13. This is balance out scheduling for 24 model year, and so they want to get those last ones scheduled out this month. Yeah. All right. Most of those are for dealers. Limited availability for the limited version. Also limited availability for all these that I'm going to talk about. The 20-inch dark carbonized gray high gloss painted aluminum wheel and matte black hub covers and center ornaments. That's the optional on STX and the XLT Sport and standard on the Lariat Sport, I believe. The 20-inch bright machine cast aluminum with the caribou painted pockets. So that also that's going to be, I believe, your King Ranch version, right? And then the 19.5-inch forged polished aluminum with the bright hub covers and center ornaments. That's standard on the F450 for chassis cab, and then standard on the Lariat 450 and 550, and then optional on the XLT 450 and 550. So that's the typical wheel there. So that's why we're having some dually issues. The dag wheel ornament that's included in the two-wheel drive single rear wheel with the bright hub covers and the 10.5-inch axle, and then the 4.5 or 4x4 front axles. It's available on the F450, 550, and 600 with the 4.3 or the 488 ratio regular rear axle, and then the 179-inch wheelbase fuel tank with the low sulfur diesel fuel, and then 203-inch wheelbase fuel tank with the low sulfur diesel fuel. Those are also all limited availability there. So here we go. So all right. Okay, that's it. 25 model year F-150. There's currently 2,762 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up. Scheduling's happening for the 25 model year. It's all good going for most of the plant, for one of the plants anyway. So they are scheduled this week for production weeks 11-18 through 12-9. This is 25 model year scheduling for the Dearborn truck plant. Kansas City previewing full on 25 model year launch. Says so they're previewing orders now, but they're not scheduling at Kansas City. I think they start production in January. They are needing some Raptor 801A orders because everybody wants that 37 or the Raptor R's, so they're needing that. Also, limited availability for the 2.7 liter engine, the 3.5 liter engine, the 5.0 liter engine. So looks like hybrid's the one you want if you're wanting to get scheduled, or if you're a dealer out there wanting to get your order scheduled and they're not scheduling, you might want to think about putting some hybrids in. All right. Also, limited availability for the 20-inch dark gray with the machine aluminum wheel. It's standard on STX. Also, limited availability for the twin panel moonroof, the extended running board that's included on the bed utility package, and the Tremor also is limited availability right now. All right. Next up is a 24 model year Transit, currently 2,876 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks for 25 model year did say opens today. I didn't even look for that. Maybe we'll look for that in a little bit. Order bank's supposed to open up today for that, and that kind of went onto the radar with Mach-E, but it looks like they are scheduled this week for production weeks of 12-9. Transit orders with the Transit Trail will not be selected for scheduling. Transit Trail orders with the dual rear wheel and the chrome HID headlights are or the black HID headlamp will not be selected for scheduling either, and limited availability for the medium roof passenger van. So there you go. So there's all that. So those are, again, scheduling notes just for this week. So if you're out there and you have any questions on that, you're watching the Wednesday scheduling video, drop those down in the comments so we can answer those as quick as I can. Those that are watching this live with us, which is doing every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central, we'll take those questions live right now.